Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday evening. I keep thinking it's Thursday, so hopefully I don't slip and say Thursday at some point, but happy Wednesday. I'm so excited to welcome you guys to this fun YouTube live stream. And if you're catching this in the future, and this is a recording, works the same. So you can use this link to share with a friend or a family member. So I'm super happy that you guys are here, and I'm so excited to explain a little bit more about my love of what I do, really, and share my story, kind of how I got started. I know, first of all, let me start by saying, I know how it is. I watched my coach, I watched the person who brought me into this business for probably like 6 to 8 months. She offered the opportunity to me multiple times. I turned her down. I said, nope, that's not for me. I don't want to, have a social media business. I was very private with my life and my posts and all of it. And I just didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to sell anything. And it became something that happened kind of genuinely. And I realized that after having my third baby back in 2011, I had 3 kiddos very close in age, back to back. So, I really did a number on my body. And so physically, I knew that I needed something to change, and I needed to do something and really put in the work to make some change. So here I was kind of just sharing my journey. And I see it all the time with people on social media who love fitness. They talk about fitness. They want to love fitness. They're trying to start a journey. And so to me, it's like these two wonderful things that sort of marry together perfectly. And I just think women so genuinely we talk to our best friends, we talk to our sisters, our neighbors about things we love, products we love, things that we're already doing and love and we're having success with and we're enjoying and it's bringing us joy and all of these things. We're constantly selling things, and very not often enough do we get compensated for that. It's just so it just doesn't happen. You don't get a kickback for products you're suggesting to your friends and your family members. So to me, it's like something that you already love to do, and it's already really a part of your life. Or maybe it's something that you really want to get into and you haven't really found that thing yet that helps you get to your own personal goals. All of those things, if you're already doing it or you want to be doing it, why not turn it into a business while you're at it? So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, and I'm going to share my screen with you guys too, because I'm a visual person. I like slides. So I don't think you're going to see me for a little bit, but that's okay. You're going to see some pictures. So let me flip my screen around so I can, hold on. Sorry guys. This is, live. We're on live, so it's all good. We will roll with it. Let me open this up. Bear with me. And if you guys are on and you can comment, feel free to comment. I'm not sure if there's a comment box open, but there should be. Let's see if I can do that too. I think the chat's open. So if you guys see that capability and you have a question while I'm talking, feel free to drop a question or a comment in the little chat box, and I'll for sure answer those. So, okay, so hopefully you guys can see my slides here. I'm going to take you through some visuals because, like I said, I'm visual, and it just helps me when I see things and it kind of paints a picture. So I know that I got a little bit ahead of myself. My name's Stephanie Chico. If you're tuning in, maybe you were invited to this YouTube link by somebody else, and I apologize in advance. Those in the background who are so loud. My office is right off of our loft, and that's where they hang out. So we didn't really think that one through when we were building our house and planning for the future. But here we are, and it's all good. Mom life. This is Stephanie Chico, and I am what some may call a virtual fitness coach, a online coach, a health and fitness coach. There's lots of names for it. I just call myself a coach because I feel like it's all encompassing. I help people who want to start a health and fitness journey, and I help people who want to start a fitness business. And oftentimes both of those go hand in hand. I think that people who genuinely love what they do are going to be more successful than people who don't necessarily love health and fitness. It's going to be really hard to, teach somebody to build a business if they don't love this. So hopefully that makes sense. But I'm married to Matt almost for 11 years. Next month is our 11-year anniversary. Love the number 11, so I'm actually really excited about that. I have 4 kiddos. So you heard me say that I had 3 kids back to back, 2008, 2009, and then 2011. So when my first baby was still 2 years old, my third baby was being born. So I had a newborn, a 1-year-old, and a 2-year-old for about 2 weeks. And then my oldest turned 3. So that was crazy. And that's always my like little claim to fame is every year for a couple of weeks, I get to say that I've got, like, for example, this year we had a 7, 8, and 9-year-old. So it is pretty wild. But I love it, and it's been the best adventure of our lives. And then a few years later, we were surprised with our little baby Bowen, and he's number 4, and he is 1.5 years old. So life is crazy right now, crazy season of life. Kids are in sports. We've got a toddler. A lot of people ask, like, how do you run a business with all of that going on? And I'm going to talk about that too, because I know there's lots of busy moms who are interested in this, but probably think there's no way I could fit that into my life. And I feel like I'm the poster child for like a full plate. So if I can do it, anybody can do this. I promise you guys. And I'm going to definitely teach you how. So I built my social media following from about 400, probably total. I made this slide a while ago. So I think I probably totaled it up between like Instagram and Facebook. I had like 200 friends on Facebook and like 200 followers on Instagram. And, and then total, I now have like 50,000 followers, and that's combined. So that's not on one platform alone. But that just kind of goes to show that, like I said, the girl who was very private with her life and really didn't want to put herself out there on social media, you know, you can do it and still be picky about what you put out there and share your life and be really transparent and authentic, but still keep things to yourself too, and have that kind of space for just like your personal life and sharing whatever you feel comfortable with. So I know I get a lot of questions about that too from my new coaches who are like, well, I don't really want to post a ton of pictures of my family. That's okay. Like, I am 100% agreeable with that. I think boundaries are important, and I think you can really build a successful social media business by still having those boundaries set for yourself. So, and we can talk about that and kind of troubleshoot that together as we work together. But also, I've lost over 40 pounds. I always like to say I lost 40 pounds 4 times, because with my first pregnancy, I gained about 60-ish pounds. I'm not like, I start out kind of small. I'm a pretty petite person, like 120, 115, 120 on, you know, a good day. And to gain that much weight, I just feel like my body has to do that to make a good, healthy sized baby. So, and my 4th baby was a big baby. He was a 9-pounder. And so, yes, my body makes room for those big babies, and I gain a lot of weight. It's like between 40 and 60 pounds. So I have to work really hard after. I'm not one of those girls who like the weight just falls off a couple months later. I also like to be really realistic for anybody who's maybe new to the fitness game. Like for me, postpartum, losing weight, really all of the pregnancy weight, it takes me like a year to 18 months. I see people I'm like so envious of who are back in their jeans at like 3 months postpartum, 6 months postpartum, they've lost all the weight. And I'm like, man, it takes me like a year and a half. But you know what? It's worth it. And even then, in the grand scheme of things, it's so temporary. So I don't know, for all the mamas listening in and feeling like they're so far away from their goals, like it's completely attainable and you will get there. Your body's just doing what it needs to do. And all you can do is meet it halfway with some hard work and good nutrition. So with all that said, got a little preachy there. So where are we? So life before I found coaching, a little bit of my backstory is my husband was a professional baseball player. So we kind of were all over the country. He played in the major leagues and the minor leagues, and we moved all the time. When he was doing really, really well, and we kind of were like, oh my gosh, we've arrived, you know, this is life now and this is how it's going to be. We built a beautiful on a golf course in Florida, which is where spring training was for him at that time. And we just thought, this is life. Like, it can only go up from here, you know? And one day the phone stopped ringing for my husband, you know, with opportunities for him to play. And that's just kind of the reality of professional athletes and professional sports, is that ultimately it does become a business, sadly. And there's politics, and there's, there's just an order of things that unfortunately we experienced firsthand. And we got to a point where he didn't have a job anymore. I didn't have any college experience. I didn't have a resume. I had literally gone from working as a nanny in my early 20s to getting engaged and traveling with him and getting married and getting pregnant right away. So I never had a job really as an adult. And so here we were, jobless, living off of our, I'm going to stop this for a second. Living off of our life savings. And we were really scared. And that's really how it kind of all started to transpire. It was a lot of hopelessness, and we couldn't really see how the future was going to play out for us, other than just being really scared of what was going to come next, because all we could do was live off of our savings for, as much time as it would allow us. And I went on job interviews, and I actually got a job in retail. And the night before I was supposed to go to my first day of work, I just freaked out. And I thought, I cannot do this. I can't leave my kids. I have been with them this whole time as babies. They're still so little, and I could not wrap my head around leaving them to go to work and then have to find childcare and basically throw my whole paycheck into childcare. It just didn't make sense to me. And I knew in my gut that something needed to change, and I had to do something about it. So we short sold our house. We were near bankruptcy. Like I said, I was overweight after 3 back-to-back pregnancies. I'm kind of reading off my slide here just to give you a little bulletproof of my life at that point. Total funk, like Debbie Downer, negative person. Our marriage was very stressed, because we all know one of the number one stressors in a marriage is financial troubles. And that was us to a T. We were the poster children for financial issues and being at each other's throats because of money stuff. And it got to be too much. We borrowed money from family to get by. And like I said, I had a private social media that I really didn't want to open up to people. So that was really scary to me. I'm going to share my screen again. So I don't know why that's backwards. There we go. So how I stumbled into fitness coaching. So after my coach approached me about joining one of her fitness groups, I thought, okay, this is great because I can lose this baby weight. And I thought, if I just maybe fix myself physically, and that will help me feel better mentally, and then maybe I can figure out what our next step is. And then I noticed that she had kind of been building this business. She was inviting all these people, and they were kind of purchasing products from her. She was using these amazing products and getting really great results. And I just thought, this is super smart. And I brought all my friends to her group, and she finally thought to ask me, you should do what I'm doing. Like, you're bringing your friends, you have a passion for this, you're doing this already. You might as well just jump into, this business that I'm doing. And I told her no, like I told you guys. I turned her down for about 6 to 8 months, but continued to watch her and, purchase things like a Bob jogging stroller and other things for her kids, and being able to pay down debt and travel. And she won these free trips. And I just started to think, why am I not doing this? This is crazy. And so that night that I freaked out before my first day of work at that retail job that I actually no-showed to, I just messaged her, and I said, okay, I need to do this. Like, it's time. I need to figure this out. So that's kind of how I stumbled into it. And really, it's been the best jumping off a cliff moment and finding your wings on the way down type of situation for me. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no prior training, no business training, no fitness training. I was not a nutritionist. I felt completely underqualified, and I felt really silly because I wasn't really fit yet. And I know that's a big question for a lot of people, like those people who are like, well, I want to get into fitness, but I don't know how, and I don't know where to start. And when I do start, who's gonna trust me to guide them? And so how can I actually coach someone else when I'm not actually fit yet. That's one of those things that I hear a lot from people as a concern of getting started. I personally still had like 15, 20 pounds of weight to lose. And I actually was a coach while I went through my 4th pregnancy and my 4th postpartum journey. So it was really cool to kind of be back in that space where I was as a brand new beginner, because it was neat to be able to guide people along while I was on my journey. And I know that this is a big, scary thing for a lot of people, but I will tell you that when you're on your journey, it is so much more approachable and real for people to come and ask for help from somebody who's actually going through it themselves. And yes, a person who's super duper fit is really motivating and inspiring, but that can be intimidating for some people. So it's really cool to be able to know that you can be successful on either side of the coin. You can be on your journey, or you can be that awesome, like, fitness personal trainer type of person who has a ton of knowledge about health and fitness already and can really guide people along. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So just know that all of these people you see on this slide are people who started their journey. They were coaches in their before picture. So at the time that they were coaches, they were on their journey. They started coaching, and you see their before picture. This is when they became coaches. This is when they started helping people get fit and healthy too. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to really know anything. You just have to really love on people. And so what do we actually do as coaches? So I know this is another big question that I get a lot. I love that we have such a major focus on personal development. I know, looking back on so many times in my life before coaching, I was not able to navigate and maneuver as well as I have been just in recent years, like going through a lot of heartbreak and challenges in my personal life. Having that base of personal development and knowing that I've got a resource library of awesome things that I can use to help me get through. It's helped my mindset. It's helped my marriage. It's helped my friendships. It's helped me believe in myself. So I think that that's such a big part of what we do to really, really work on what's on the inside, like our mindset and our perspective on life and just that positivity. Because I always say you can't pour from an empty cup. Like, if we're not taking care of ourselves physically and mentally, it's going to be really hard to pour into everybody else. Because I know, as a busy mom, I'm often giving to everybody else before I take anything from myself. And at the end of the day, if you're just completely empty, you're not going to be able to give fully to everybody else. So that's a really big thing for me. Knowing that we have this big team and support community to lean into, and we provide training so that you know how to build your business in a non-spammy way. I cannot tell you guys how much I cringe. I've been in this business for almost over 6 years now, and I still get very spammy messages from people who, work in other network marketing companies and just try and sell, and just, here's my link if you want to buy something. And it's like, ew, I will never, ever teach one of my coaches to work their business that way. There is such a classy, tactful way to build this business without feeling like you have to be a salesperson. So if that's one of your fears too, just know, no, you do not have to be a spammy salesperson. You're not going to have to bother people and spam people with these awful messages and try and sell to people. We're just sharing our journey. I think that that's really what it all boils down to. We help others succeed and reach their goals. We celebrate all the achievements, all of them, whether it's health and fitness, whether it's business, advancements, it's new income, advancements, and, milestones. We give tons of public recognition. If you guys follow me, at least once a week, I'm shouting somebody out. And we get to meet up on free trips. So it's literally like a family reunion every few times a year. We've got a big event every summer. This summer, it's going to be in Indianapolis again. We had the best time there last summer. We get to go to, we're going on a cruise in the spring in the Caribbean. We've been to Nashville. We've been to Vegas. We've been to Cancun. I've been to Disney World, just so many places thanks to Beachbody. It's so crazy. And such a cool thing that you can actually earn these trips for yourself and your family. And bringing my kids on our cruise to the Caribbean, and my husband we're all going to make it a family trip. So how do I start earning income? So I always say your income is a direct reflection of how many people you help. But your income can start growing from day one. We earn a 25% commission and we get a 25% discount. So commissions are based on obviously anything you sell. We've got a huge product catalog, and all the way from vitamins and supplements to meal replacements to 3 to 21 day cleanses, to our meal replacement shake, which is also just superfoods and protein and like the highest grade protein you can get, all the way up to like a performance line of supplements. So if you're an athlete or if you're in the gym, we've got a pre and post workout recovery. We've got a nighttime slow release casein recovery formula for like slow release protein overnight, which is awesome. I'm obsessed with our pre-workout. All of these things you get a 25% discount on and a 25% commission on. So I know there are a lot of people who are probably going to tune in and think, well, I use products that I like, and that's great. And I think you should keep using whatever you love. But I will ask you, how often are you referring people to NutriShop or GNC and telling them about products that you don't get credit for? So I almost feel like I should not be on my slide for this, but you don't get credit for referring somebody to GNC and whatever protein you're using or whatever pre-workout you're using. For this, know that the quality is top of the line, and you're going to be referring people to a product catalog just of the highest quality, and you get credit for that. And so I just think that that's like such a huge part of this for fitness professionals. We have coaches who own gyms and stock products in their gym. We have coaches who own delis or juice shops and have Shakeology that they blend up for people and sell them. There's all kinds of ways to use our product catalog to your advantage as a business owner. So that's the really cool thing, is like, you're a business owner from day one and you can start earning commission immediately. You get to use this referral business as your own. You get the commission, you get the credit, you get to build your business as big as you want it. There's no ceiling. You can out earn me. You can out earn my upline. All you have to do is just follow our simple training videos, which if you're one of my coaches or one of my coaches' coaches, you're going to get the training that I created myself. So, and it's been tried and true, and it's just so simple to follow, and you're going to hit the ground running from day one. So you can literally start earning a paycheck from day one. We get paid weekly. Every Thursday is payday, and it's the best day of the week. It's also celebration day, so we get to celebrate those rank advancements every Thursday also. If you decide you want to build a team, so I love team building. I love teaching other people how to build this business like I have. And so if you decide you want to build a team like me and many of the coaches on our team, you open yourself up to what is called team bonuses. I'm going to stop my slide. So you open yourself up to what's called team bonuses. And this is one of my favorite parts of the business, because you go from a commission only business to unlimited earning potential. Truly, I would say probably 98% of my income today is from my team. It's from volume of sales. It's helping your coaches be empowered to go out, share their journey, and do everything that I'm talking about right now. So it literally is just a ripple effect of people helping people with these awesome products, with our workout program library, which is all streaming now. We're super digital, and we're like with the times, not just DVDs anymore. And I love it. We have new programs that come out multiple times a year. So there's always something fresh and exciting to be excited about. And I know a lot of people work out from home. I think a lot of people hear Beachbody workouts too, and they're like, oh, that's just home workouts. That's like silly girl stuff. But they are legit workouts. I know so many incredible coaches who are personal trainers or who own gyms and bring their workout with them to the gym. So they're still doing Beachbody workouts, but they're lifting at the gym. So I hear a lot of people who are like, I can't work out at home. I got to get out of the house. So take your workout with you. You can have your workout on your phone. All of our workouts, like I said, you can stream. So any device like an iPad, a smartphone, a smart TV, your computer, you can bring your laptop with you, whatever you've got, that you want to use. And if you want to go work out in a field or in your backyard or in your driveway, or like I work out in this little space, I hear space, constraints is a big one for people. And I'm like, I work out in this tiny little room and have no issues with that. So, but if you're one of those people who just needs to get out of the house, I totally understand. Bring it with you. So, there are also zero quotas or stocking products. I really like that. You do not have to order like a closet full of stuff that you're in charge of like selling yourself and shipping out. I don't know a lot of details about other companies, but I know that that's a big one for people. They've just got like a closet full of products. And I'm like, no, I don't have it. If I have it here, I'm either using it or I'm giving it away as like a goodie bag or something like that. So I use all my products. We have no quotas. You do not have to meet a certain requirement of volume or whatever, or purchases to earn a certain amount. Like it's all just across the board. Everybody's equal. You don't have to work. You don't have to sell more to get into a different commission bracket. It's all 25% commission and discount across the board. So I love that. It's all just even. And Beachbody handles shipping, customer service, returns. Like you don't have to process any of that yourself. There's no paper processing. You're going to get your own website, like all of these things that I think are just huge perks to the job. It just makes our life so easy. So we can really just focus on like the important stuff, helping people, finding new people on social media, growing our business, working on content. And social media is a really big part of what we do. And we teach tons of social media training. So if you're kind of like, I'm total novice with social media, don't know where to start, we got you, girl. If you're like, I got this social media thing, I already have a great handle on it, then great, that's awesome. And you will just be able to take your platform to another level. So I think it's really neat that this is just like an extra tool that you can use for you to grow your brand, grow your business, grow your income and your bank account. And let's see, I'm going to turn my screen again. I keep wanting to like see you guys so you can see me. So this is going to take a second to flip around. So let me take a sip of water. I woke up with a really sore throat yesterday. I'm just really thankful that I'm feeling okay for this. So I love this slide, different strokes for different folks. And it's true. I know there are a lot of people who are like, well, I love this. I want to get the discount. I love the idea of maybe like that occasional sale and getting like a little 25% kickback. But I don't know if I'm ready to go full force. Okay, that's cool. And so these are kind of some examples of different, ways of being a coach. There are some people who just love the products or they want to get into the products and they just really want to get it for a discount. So heck yeah, 25%. I mean, it's just a no-brainer to me. And I'll explain a little bit more about like how you can set up a coach account. It's first of all, if you sign up with I call it a starter pack, but Beachbody calls it a challenge pack. If you sign up with one of those, it waives the coach sign up fee, which is $40. So you're going to get your year membership to Beachbody On Demand, which is where all of our workouts are. You're going to get your choice of Shakeology or a Performance Line stack, which would be your pre-workout and your post-workout recovery. And you're going to save and so that would waive the $40 sign-up fee. So you're not going to have to pay that $40 sign-up fee. There's a $15.95 monthly fee, which covers your website maintenance. So anything like from customer service to returns to like, oh my gosh, I'm at a loss for words right now. Anything website related. So when a new product launches, Beachbody is going to update your site for you. You don't have to do anything of that nature. And I know that some people are like, well, what's the point of having the website if I just want the discount? But the discount ends up paying for itself if you're using the products. So if you know that you're going to want to order products and get your Shakeology, even with that monthly fee, you're still going to save. It's really depending on where you live because of taxes and shipping and stuff, but you're going to save like 15 to 20 bucks, kind of depending on where you live. So it's still a savings. It's still so worth it to get that discount. And obviously the more you buy, the more you save and the more discount, the more your discount is worth it. Your hobby coach is kind of that part-time coach. Why can't I talk right now? Maybe you have a full-time job or you're in school or you're just a busy mom, but you also love the products, you enjoy sharing them, and who doesn't love an extra little bit of spending cash? And oftentimes coaches start like a discount coach or a hobby coach, and then they kind of get that fire lit and they see what's possible. I know one of my top coaches started that way too. She really just wanted the discount and then very quickly realized, like, what am I doing? This could be amazing for my family. So she turned into a business builder. And that's what happens a lot of the time. You kind of just enjoy it so much and it starts to grow so organically and genuinely that it turns into a full-blown, like, full-time gig. I know me personally, after about a year in the business, I was considered a six-figure earner. And it's crazy to think of what's possible. I'm going to get into income, which makes me so nervous, but I'm going to get there. So all of that's possible. And I will preface a couple times, you're going to hear me say Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success. Like, this is obviously up to all of us. You know, it's really, like I said, dependent on how many people you help, how many lives you're touching, how much you want to put into this. You're going to get out of this what you put in. And so the more you want to give, the more you're going to get. And that's 100% true with income. So all of those are really good examples of different kind of coaches. Like, depending on where you are in your life, you may fall into one of those categories. And the cool thing about working with one of us on our team, or me as your coach, or whoever invited you to this webinar, we're going to meet you where you're at. So I like to say too, if you want to walk, I'll walk with you. If you want to jog, I'll jog with you. If you want to sprint, I'm going to sprint with you. So it's really up to you. And we're going to be there every step of the way. It's really a very customized plan. So it's not like a one size fits all where you have to be pressured into like being this like all in business builder person. Not everybody wants to do that, and that's okay. So what our team provides, I've kind of talked a little bit about this with like our training that you'll get, everything like that, access to our fitness community, personalized training that aligns with your goals, like I just said. We do group and one-on-one mentorships. So a lot of us meet with our coaches on one-on-one calls or Zoom meetings, which is kind of like Skype, but it's like a video chat room. So you get to hang out with teammates and other coaches. You meet so many amazing people, and it's just so much fun. For me personally, doing this for 6 years, I have not only met some of my best friends, but I've witnessed some of my coaches and people on my team become best friends. So that's just the coolest thing, when you realize the ripple effect that you can create, where people you haven't even met yet could become best friends because of you saying yes to an opportunity like this. And that just like gives me chills to think about, that you haven't even met some of your best friends yet because of coaching. And it's just a really beautiful thing. It's like really truly being around like-minded individuals. And I know that that is what I needed so much of, is like, just, I think women and moms in general, we tend to kind of get into our groove, and we prioritize down socialization and like being with other women and lifting one another up. We just get so busy with the rest of life that doesn't become as high of a priority as I believe it should be. And coaching has just provided so much of that for me, and so much of that for so many of my coaches. So I love that part of it. The opportunity to learn and grow a limitless income. And when I say limitless, it truly, you can build this so big, you guys. I'm going to get to the income portion, and I can't obviously make any promises, and I can't make any guarantees that like your income will be blank in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. It's different for everybody depending on the level of work you put in. But we just did there's a little thread in one of our leaders groups about, you know, the income growth over the last year for some of our newer coaches, or over the last 3 years for some of our coaches who've been around for a little bit. And it is so cool for me to see how they have grown. And just it's just a reminder, like, what is actually possible. Oops, I went back. Sorry, guys. What is actually possible for everybody who enters this business. We're all given the same tools. We're all given the same opportunity, and it's just up to us. And that's just the coolest thing. It's like, it's all in my hands. And I like that. I like that there's not somebody who's going to tell me, well, you only made this much because your hourly rate is blank. It's just like, no, I don't want somebody to tell me what they think I should make. I want to create that for myself and for my family. A positive and uplifting team community. Like I said, I cannot say enough about our team and this tribe that we've all built together. It's just one of my favorite parts of coaching, truly. The vision to be a part of something bigger than yourself. I know that was a big one for me. Even when my husband was, hold on, guys. Okay, so even when my husband was playing baseball, I remember thinking I really wanted to be contributing in some way. Like even though we maybe had what we needed financially, I still felt like I wanted to be a part of something. I wanted to be a part of something that I could feel really proud of. And I'm like thinking, have you guys not been seeing slides this whole time? That would be so funny. I think you are. Let's see. I think you guys haven't been seeing slides this whole time. Maybe I should go back through. But anyway, that's a bummer. So I totally lost my train of thought there, but that's good because I went off on a tangent anyway. So sounds great. How do I get started? Well, I'll tell you. So like I said, when you start with a starter pack or a challenge pack, you actually waive the $40 sign-up fee that normally is there to sign up to be a coach. You have that $16 monthly business service fee. And if you're military, that actually gets waived, which is super cool. And non-military can get sign-up fee waived by obviously the challenge pack. But military or non-military, you can both sign up with the challenge pack, and then there's no sign-up fee for either. But if you are military or spouse is military, you can send in your LES paperwork. I think that's what it's called. And you get your business service fees waived, which is super cool. So all the essentials for a strong start. Like I said, you will get Beachbody On Demand for an entire year. You will get your choice of supplements. I like starting my new coaches with Shakeology. We have our brand new workout program, Transform 20, that comes out next month. And those packages are on sale right now. So that's if you love Shaun T or if you've heard of Shaun T, then you know and love him because he's amazing. And so his brand new program comes out next month. So excited for that. So now I saved this one for the very end because I always like to finish up by painting a little bit of a visual. And I cannot believe you guys haven't been seeing slides this whole time. That makes me laugh so much, but it's all good. We rolled with it. Okay. Thank you, Lauren. Lauren just messaged me and said you can see slides. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up and just show you guys this income progression because this stuff lit me on fire when I was a new coach and just getting started myself. So when I was a brand new coach in my very first month, I made $300. That's pretty good. Like I remember thinking like, oh my God, these paychecks that's huge. Like for us, that was part of a car payment or like our groceries for that month, or I mean, some random bill that needed to be paid that was taking some of the burden off of my husband's and my shoulders. And that just meant the world to us. And I remember seeing that little bit of spark lit. I remember seeing that little bit of possibility. And I just thought, okay, well, what else could I do? And so I started in October of 2012. And by January of 2013, I made $1,000 that month. And I thought, well, okay, let me see what else I can do. So, January 2013. Yes, that was my first January in the business. So I had only been a coach for a very short time. I started at the end of 2012 and then at the beginning of 2013. That's what I made in January. And you guys, hint, hint, January is right around the corner. Like, I just wanted to add this in that getting in the door now and getting like through our new coach training, getting a feel for the workouts, getting a feel for all of those things before January is, I'm not saying that if you start in January that you're screwed or something like that, but I will say that you will have a leg up starting before January hits because you're going to get that benefit of kind of getting your bearings, like getting your feet underneath you, starting your business. And I understand like a challenge pack, the challenge packs that I recommend are $160. You can start a full-blown business for $160. You get your supplements, you get basically your home gym for a whole year. And there's no fees, obviously, with Beachbody On Demand. That package just covers the membership for an entire year. So it just kind of blows me away, like this earning potential that in January, that's right around the corner. You can have this full-blown business that you only started for $160. Some people to start a business have to take out business loans and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to start up a Starbucks or a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A. I mean, it's just, you're in debt when you start. You go into a hole, and it takes you, I mean, statistically, it can take a brick and mortar business years to be profitable, to pay off the debt that they had to start the business, and then to actually make money on their business. And here we are with this opportunity to spend under $200, start a full-blown business, have all the tools you need. You don't have to stock products. You don't have to order anything else. You get to start your business, and you can start earning income like this right away. You can be profitable in month one. That's like unheard of when you're a business owner. And then obviously you're probably looking at this, and I mean, hopefully your eyes are open to what is actually possible. And I did this in January. So there were a couple of Januaries where I'm trying to think. Oops. So you can see kind of the income progression between 2013, 2014. It went up substantially from, I mean, in the 2 years, my first 2 years, and then even more by 2016. And I will say, I know I thought about, like, how do I paint the picture of my income being there and then kind of dipping a little bit? But I wanted to, and I'm going to stop my screen really quick. I wanted to show that, because I think it's really important. And again, I will say Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income, blah, 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 blah. You have to work. I worked really hard for that, and I'm really proud of that. And I teach you the same things. I will say you can build an incredible business, especially when you're just starting out, with just like an hour or two a day. It does not take hours and hours and hours. You don't have to work like 40-hour weeks to do this. Again, that's unheard of, to build a profitable business, especially from home, and be profitable and work part-time hours. And obviously the more you put in, like I said, the more you're going to get out of it. But you don't give your entire existence to work. So I wanted to paint the picture of my income in a very real sense, because I will tell you that after in 2016, let me take a sip of water. I keep feeling like my voice is just going to go. 2016, my 26-year-old brother, very suddenly, he passed away from an aneurysm. And it was one of those things that I realized I built this business so that I could create freedom for my family, so that in these moments where I need there for my parents and my sister and just be with my family and grieve properly, this business provided me the freedom to do that. Had I not had this coaching business, I wouldn't have been able to literally book a plane ticket that day and fly to California and be with my family multiple times over those next few months. I would have, if I had had a traditional job, had to call into a boss. I would have had to ask for time. It would have been amount of, I mean, let's just be honest. I wouldn't have been able to check out mentally. I would have had to show up at work. I would have had to suck it up. And with this business, I was able to take a little bit of time off. So, you know, there were a good number of months in 2016, 2017. And I was also newly pregnant with our surprise baby, where I wasn't in hustle mode. I wasn't, you know, working those consistent hours a day, but my paychecks continued, my income continued. I was still able to support my family. And isn't that freedom? Like in those years, we still traveled. We still don't have credit card debt. We still were able to pay all of our bills. I didn't have to ask anybody for time off when I had morning sickness, or when I, you know, was at home with a newborn baby and was in the throes of postpartum depression and anxiety. I didn't have to worry about maternity leave running out. That is the freedom. So to me, it's just like what you can create, the work that you put in. It's just, I look back over the last few years and I think I would do it all again. I would build from ground zero all over again, because I know what's possible. I've seen it, not only for me. And I honestly wouldn't feel good about sitting here telling you guys, yeah, I've done all these things if nobody else on my team has done them. But the fact that I've seen it over and over and over created in so many people's lives. I told you guys about that thread in one of our leaders groups earlier where these girls were sharing on our team. These girls are sharing their income. And I'm just like, my brain is exploding because I'm like, this one just started 1 year ago and she's making $2,000 a month already. I mean, you guys saw my income progression too. It's just like, that's what's possible. And in 1 year where you can be just from saying yes to this opportunity of building this business on social media and like sharing your love of fitness or the beginning of your fitness journey and just being super authentic and being brave and putting yourself out there, that you can create this life where you earn paychecks. And it's just, to me, it's like, is this real life? You know? So I'm obviously very passionate about sharing this with people. I love what I do. I love that coaches on our team love what they do, that we get to work together and share this passion that all of us have, that we get to see each other on trips, that we get to celebrate. Tomorrow morning is going to be a huge celebration day, and that lives are changed. We've had girls build houses and buy cars and pay off debt and be able to donate money freely, you know, do angel trees every year, give back to their communities, do just so many things, provide, you know, trips for their kids, college, sports. Like, sports are expensive, especially like gymnastics and dance and all of the extras and stuff like that, those after school activities that can really add up. And to have moms and dads who just are able to provide those things for their kids freely without having to think about it or stress about it or take out a second mortgage or refinance their home. It's just like, I can't be quiet about it. So obviously, I love this, you guys, and I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'm so appreciative of you all for tuning in. If you have questions, please reach out and ask me, or the person who invited you to this YouTube webinar. And I'm so thankful for you taking the time to just listen in. And I hope that if you are feeling that little whisper, you've heard that little whisper and you're feeling that little tug on your heart, just go for it. Like, don't be like me and waste 6 to 8 months before you finally say yes. Just go for it. Figure it out on the way down. We're going to be here for you. There was zero training when I was a brand new coach. You legit had to figure it out on your own, and you don't have to figure it out on your own. You don't have to you know, make it up as you go along. Like, we're going to be there for you to guide you along. So, super excited for all of you who are going to get started after this webinar. We're here for you to get you up and running, and I can't wait to meet you all. Have a great night, you guys. Thanks again.